Hey guys, we are back to do, I guess this the last and final of Iyanla Fix My Life, and it was boring as it can be, so I'm gonna run through this real quick.
You keep it on count.
LY.
Hey, KOURTNEY fan, welcome back to another episode of Kourtney and Eddie. I am your host, Eddie, aka UW, and this is my lovely wife with new braids.
Kourtney, also known as Coco.
And this channel, Kourtney and Eddie, is all about relationship reviews. And tonight we're gonna be talking about Iyanla, right? Is Iyanla, Iyanla,
Iyanla.
But anyway, take it away.
So don't forget to subscribe to this amazing channel. Make sure that you like it if you're watching this via Facebook, and on all social media sites. Comment down below, even though this wasn't that much to probably talk about. But, you know, if you watched and you got something to say, yeah.
Say something.
Comment. All right, you guys. So we're going to just kind of get into it. I wrote notes, but I really didn't feel like I was like writing like for what? You know, so we got a family, and you have a mom named Erica. You have the dad named Patrick, and you have two daughters, which is Alexis and Leilani. And then what is Leilani, the flower or whatever. So yeah, and it just seems like for the most part they have alcohol problems. You know, the 26-year-old has she didn't pass the drinking, the little sobriety test that Iyanla gave everybody. Hers was like a 2-point something. And so yeah, it's basically going on. The father was an alcoholic. The father's father was an alcoholic. The mother was an alcoholic and had some, you know, abusive like behaviors and stuff. And so, what you want to say, baby?
Yeah, basically the episode was mainly about the mom being a control freak,
right,
and the daughters was kind of scared to, you know, basically say anything to her to get her upset. So they had to walk around on eggshells. And when they do say something to the mother probably get them the shutdown treatment. And, you know, yeah, that's kind of rough when your own mom don't want to talk to you, speak to you, or not. And Iyanla's right, that is a type of emotional abuse. So that's the gist of this episode. And also, you know, yeah, there's a lot of drinking going on. And, you know, I've never been around anybody with a drinking problem before, you know, so I really can't relate. So, but yeah, basically that's what the episode mainly was about.
Yeah, and as far as the husband and wife, the wife was saying that their marriage was on the rocks. The husband was like, oh, it's pretty good. So, you know, they was even disconnected in that area. But it just seemed like he just kind of like, he checks out, so to speak. And she wanted him to stand up, be the man, you know, take, you know.
And that's a surprise for me when she said that about him, especially him being ex-military. We usually be leaders, because that's what they train us in the military, to be leaders. So that was kind of surprising in that situation with them. And also, the marriage, you know, once you get into a marriage and y'all become roommates, there is a disconnect there, and that's what they was dealing with. They had to disconnect. Basically, they were just roommates, and you know, when you been married, how long they was married? 26 years, something like that. So yeah, but
yeah, and two, the youngest daughter, because Iyanla was like, y'all need to move out. They was able to talk to their mom, and basically, you know, she found out that she was controlling, and, you know, some of her ways that she didn't know was abusive is abusive. And, you know, Iyanla was like, when y'all gonna move out so that the mom and dad can get back to being, you know, loving on each other. So, you know, one was like, well, I guess I need to make a plan, which is, well, she was the oldest, because they ended up moving back because of the pandemic.
Oh, that's understandable.
And then the youngest was like, oh, get surprised, I'm moving out now. Boyfriend waiting for me. As soon as we get home, he's gonna pick me up from the airport, and I'm moving out and moving in with him.
You sure that ain't not your boyfriend you talking about?
You still up there too. So yeah, her mom really wasn't. It was showing in her face that she did not approve.
Yeah, she was upset about it, but she was like rolling her eyes and trying to contain herself.
Yeah, because she said the reason is that because of her ways, they never been able to talk to her without her having some kind of attitude of shutting down. So,
and I'm something like that with the kids, man. You know, especially, you know, with the girl. You know, even though they grown, you still try to control them in a certain way because you want to teach them the best way in life so they don't have to go through the hardships you've been through. And sometimes, like Iyanla said, she's 26. She's actually a grown woman, so she can make her own decision. Yeah. All we can do at that point in time in their lives is give them advice. They can take the advice, they can leave the advice, but that's all we can do. Mm-hmm. So you don't take my advice, you go out there screw up, don't be coming knock on my door. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. So yeah, that was basically it. So, she is moving out, and of course she had to tell her mom that on national television, and she said that look, she's 26, so she got to make her own. Even if she don't feel like it's the right decision, she got to make her own decision of what's best for her. And when we read the credits, she still stayed. She moved out and with her boyfriend. So,
and the main thing is that you want to see your children happy. Mm-hmm. Happy and successful. That's just my main thing for the kids. See them happy and see them being successful. One thing Iyanla touched on that made a lot of sense, with this pandemic, it exposed a lot of weakness in people's relationships and marriage. Mm-hmm. What was there, the pandemic made it known. Mm-hmm. So magnified it. Yeah, because
you had to deal with.
Yeah, you had to deal. You got if you ain't like your wife, you stuck in the house with your wife. Now you know y'all don't like each other. Or if y'all just couldn't stand each other,
or children
running you off the wall.
It was a lot. That pandemic definitely exposed the people that you've been in the house with, or maybe not necessarily been in the house with, but in some kind of form of relationship, because it either caused you to communicate with each other, or found out that some people don't even like communicating with each other.
I just found out. I don't even like you. Why would you talk? You know what I'm saying?
So that was one thing that was a good thing. So for some people,
some good things came out of it.
Yeah, it did. But for some people, they realized that they didn't like their spouse and they filed for divorce, because I heard that the divorce rate went up because of that. But anyway.
And one more thing about that, when there was no pandemic, people masked their problems by going to work or staying outside the house or going to bars, and that's how they got through it. But now with the pandemic, you forced to stay there and deal with your problems.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did. So I don't know, from what I figured, that what we understood, this was the finale, the last one, but maybe another one coming on, because this was extra boring, not just extra boring.
Oh yeah. I don't want to say it was boring,
it was boring.
It could have been, but I'm just saying.
For this to be the finale, they could have did something else, what I'm saying? Or even come close. Let's give us some, hey, take us on up. You could have made this the first one when y'all came back and came on up, but it really wasn't, it's a lot of families that's dealing with what they dealing with, so it was nothing that was totally unusual. It was boring.
And the reason why I'm saying I want to say it was boring, because those people do have issues, and we're not trying to make light of the issues that they have. So that's why I say, it wasn't for us.
Well, first of all, I know that some of the time those people come in the comments that be on the show, and they do come in the comments and they comment. So of course, like I said, that their problems is not like the snapple way at the unusual. It's a lot of families that's dealing with stuff like that. So to me, that right there was just like a regular therapeutic.
Right. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
It wasn't nothing that was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, they could have basically not shown that.
Yeah.
We're not making light of the situation, because everybody have their issues. Yeah. But that could have been,
What family don't need some kind of therapy? What family ain't going through something like that? But I'm talking about as far as television, some stuff make it on television because it's just made for TV, or it's good TV, as we like to say it. And that just wasn't. It was just a regular therapy session that I think it was. Of course, they was there a couple of days. We didn't see a lot of stuff, and I know that. We know that they condensed this into an hour, but we know that we can't see everything. So it's just impossible. But this was it was one of the I could say it was probably one of the most boring Iyanlas I've seen. You know, one that was just regular therapy, like.
Well, it's regular therapy. Yeah,
So,
it was nothing
anyway.
out of the ordinary. Basically.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's a good thing. Hey, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. If that's your problems, God bless you. There's people dealing with more stuff that worse than that. So on that note, you guys. All I got. Really didn't want to do the video, but my husband pushed me up to do the video.
Hey, you gotta finish though. See, Iyanla, I'm learning from you, Iyanla. So when you start something, you gotta finish it.
She said that?
Nope.
Okay. On that note, you guys, we don't want to waste too much more of your time because this video is probably already too long, even if it's 10 minutes. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget to do what? Go with God, let God go with you, and we'll see you on the next video. Deuces.